What all should you do when you are in home quarantine once you are diagnosed to be COVID positive? Knowing about the severity of disease and monitoring the severity of your disease is very important when you are in home quarantine. How can you monitor the severity of your disease? This can be done by two simple parameters, the respiratory rate and your saturation levels. What is respiratory rate? It is the number of breaths that you take every minute. And what is saturation? Saturation is the measure of the oxygen saturation in your tissue using a simple equipment which is called pulse oximeter. When you are in home quarantine, you should clearly know what category of disease that you belong to, because only mild cases are recommended to be in home quarantine. This can be easily done if the correct procedure for measuring the breaths per minute is followed. The patient can be made to lie on his or her back, and the palm of your hand can be kept on the lower part of his or her chest. Count the number of times your hand gets elevated, and this gives you the number of breaths that the patient or the person is taking for the whole minute. Normally, this ranges from 14 to 18 breaths per minute. However, when your respiratory rate is more than 24 per minute, this means that you could go in for a moderate category of disease. If the respiratory rate is more than 30 per minute, this signifies a severe category of disease. Hand in hand with this, you have to measure your oxygen saturations also. Oxygen saturation is effectively captured by a small and simple laser operated machine. This can be attached to the tip of your fingers. This is called pulse oximeter. This gives you the value of your saturation on the screen as a percentage measure. Side by side, you can also see your heart rate recorded as beats per minute. Both of these parameters are very important in determining the severity of your disease. While examining for respiratory rate, make sure that the patient or the person is not anxious or the person is not having high fever. This is because anxiety or high fever can cause a false high recording of respiratory rate. Be mindful that when you are examining an anxious patient or a person for respiratory rate, always divert their attention by having a quick chat with them, and this would give a more accurate respiratory rate. The normal oxygen saturation of your body ranges from 95 to 100%. If the saturation dips below 94 and is a value between 90 to 94%, you belong to a moderate category of disease, and if it is less than 90%, this could be a severe category of disease. Once you measure oxygen saturation, don't get alarmed if you encounter a single or one or two values less than 94%. There could be several reasons when your pulse oximeter can record wrong values or false values, like if your hands are wet, or if your hands are perspiring, or if your nails have a coating of nail polish, if your hands are unduly cold. In all these instances, your pulse oximeter could record a wrong reading or a falsely low reading of saturation. So correct these instances. Dry your hands properly, remove nail polish, and warm your hands before you before you record your oxygen saturations. If repeated measurements are showing values below 94 percentage, and this is accompanied by high respiratory rate more than 24 per minute, along with with or without other red flag signs like trails of cough, unremitting fevers, chest pain, shortness of breath, or undue fatigue, then you have to contact your doctor immediately. Continuation of home quarantine or hospitalization in these settings should be done only under the advice of your doctor. One thing to remember is that you should be mindful that these settings of low saturation may point towards a subsequent hospitalization and a subsequent increasing severity of disease. While monitoring for your saturation while in home quarantine, it would be common to encounter multiple readings of borderline saturations like 94 percentage, 95 percentage, etc. In these situations, we often get confused and stressed. It would be worthwhile to do a 6-minute walk test in this situation. What you have to do is that you have to take a baseline saturation level before starting to walk. Once the baseline saturation level is recorded, walk continuously for 6 minutes. At the end of 6 minutes, check your saturation again. It is common to have a mild dip in saturation, but the dip would not be more than 3%. For example, if the initial saturation was 98%, after 6 minutes of walking, this can come up to 95%, but not less than 95%. If your saturation remains borderline, but a 6-minute walk test shows a saturation fall of less than 3%, you should not give room for undue worry. In these instances, you can assume certain positions which can optimize the oxygen delivery to the lung. This is popularly known as awake proning positions. What can be done is that initially the patient or person can be made to lie on their back for 30 minutes and for the next 30 minutes to lie on their sides. Once this is over, they can be made to lie on their belly for another 30 minutes. This will help to optimize the airflow to the posterior aspects of the lung, which remains sparsely ventilated during a normal supine posture. When you are in home quarantine with COVID, always be mindful about the date of onset of your symptoms and the date of your COVID positivities. This is because if you are a case of mild COVID requiring home quarantine, you would require isolation for a total of 17 days starting from the day of symptom onset, which may or may not be same as the day of positivity. Also, be mindful of your comorbidities. The existing illness that you have will have to be optimally treated while you are in home quarantine. This is because several of these illnesses, including diabetes, which is high blood sugars, high blood pressures, heart disease, diseases pertaining to the liver, diseases pertaining to kidneys, and diseases needing steroids and immunosuppressive medications. In all these cases, there is a tendency for people to contract more severe categories of COVID infection. These individuals will require closer monitoring at home and also frequent communication with their doctor while they are in home quarantine. Nevertheless, do not forget to make your mind happy by engaging in things which you are interested in. Eat healthy food and eat food which are fortified with vitamin C, vitamin D and other immunoboosters. Remain happy and always take care of yourself and your family during COVID times. Thank you.